Alright everyone, before I show you this one, if there are any people in the audience who are afraid of clowns, feel free to skip this part. But the next one, I'll give you a couple seconds. I think there will be a time code that pops up on the screen so you can skip. But anyways, the next particular puppet is Bozo, the world's most famous clown. I had been wanting to get one of these because of a certain collection I was trying to build up. On that note, let me show you all a picture real quick. I have an example right here in my room. So, as I had mentioned a little bit ago, there was this company called the Groucho Novelty Company who produced a specific line of ventriloquial figures, and I had taken it upon myself back in high school to just obsess over trying to get this set. If you see right here in this corner. But I took it upon myself to try and piece together that set of figures, which in total there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 different figures in that particular set. And as I was saying, I took it upon myself to try and collect all of the figures from that set. And as you probably just saw, he was one of the figures from that set. There's also another reason why I wanted to get my hands on old Bozo here. He appeared in an episode of Goosebumps. As a matter of fact, this little dork right here appeared in the dinner scene in Night of the Living Dummy 3.
At least we still have the roast.
Oh no! My roast!
Yep, that was him. It was me. I was the turkey all along. When I first picked up this Bozo, he was in rough shape, man. His torso had actually rotted away because some kind of, I don't know what, got on him and just ate away at the fabric. Sorry, Bozo, I'm going to show them your surgical scars. Do you have to? Yeah, I kind of do, so they can get an idea. But like his entire torso right here was just completely rotted away, and what was left was this funky color right here. So, being me, I took all the original stuffing out and threw it away because I had no idea if what caused this was still in there and would still cause damage. I refilled him with polyfill, and then I gave him a new rubber band after cleaning out all the original rubber band gunk. And he didn't have an outfit when I first picked him up. Yeah, I was stark raving naked. Not a stitch of clothing to his name except for the socks that are sewn onto his legs. And so, after much eBaying, I managed to track down a more modern Bozo ventriloquist doll outfit. And this friggin' doll outfit right here cost me almost 40 bucks. I was not happy about that, but I was happy that Bozo wasn't a nudist anymore, unlike Willie over there. But like I said, finding a Willie Talk outfit, considering they only made those in the 70s, is far harder than finding a Bozo the Clown outfit. Alright, so for these next figures, this particular duo was a legendary comedy act. I believe they originally started off as a vaudeville act, but they retained their popularity long enough that they were actually still popular in the 1970s thanks to reruns on television, in much the same vein as the Three Stooges. The two gentlemen I have on my leg right here are none other than Laurel and Hardy. And no, that's not who the mustache would make you think it is. That is Oliver Hardy. I say this because I actually had a friend who was like, why do you have a ventriloquist doll of fat, horrible, historical figure? I was like, it's Oliver Hardy. Do you not know of Laurel and Hardy? And he was like, no. That's one thing that sucks about some people my own age do not know who Laurel and or Hardy are. And it's honestly kind of sad. I understand it though. The time that these guys were actually famous came and went long before I was even born. But come on. Come on. My friend knew about the Three Stooges and he didn't know about Laurel and Hardy. Sad, sad day. Hardy here comes with his complete original outfit. Well, near complete. He was supposed to have a hat, which that's another gripe about the website where I bought the Bozo shoes from. If you buy replacement hats for Laurel and Hardy, they give you these. Like, on Hardy, it kind of fits, but if you try and put this on Laurel's wide cranium, we'll say, and then, like, say you're using him in front of your audience, you're like, blah, 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 and his hat just falls off. So that's a little gripe I have. But, again, it's only a little one. Also, if you try and buy replacement shoes for these figures, Oliver Hardy here still has his original shoes, as evidenced by the fact that they still have the manufacturer's plastic tabs holding them on. This is what their shoes should look like. Let me try and get some better lighting on it. That's a Laurel and Hardy ventriloquist puppet shoe. If you buy replacement shoes for these guys, which I did for Laurel here, you get Lester shoes. And Lester is a puppet I still don't have yet. I would like to, but I just haven't found one in my price range, and when I do find them in my price range, they're usually on an auction site. I put in my bid, and then ding, 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 I get outbid up to numbers I don't want to pay, and he, goes away onto that person. But anyway, as you can see, Laurel here is missing his entire outfit, whereas Hardy has nearly his complete outfit. Hardy here had all of his original clothing except for the hat. The only issue with him is that someone's dog decided to chew on his hand, which is a shame in and of itself, but what can you do? These things have had lives before they were in my collection. Also, with Hardy here, for whatever reason, his mouth likes to stick. Like, I don't know what it is. I've actually taken an X-Acto knife and kind of trimmed off the sides a little bit to make it easier, but even with that, it only worked for a little bit, and then it started doing that again. And I know you've heard the baby rattle kind of going on. I'm not sure what that is, because I've never actually had to remove his head to replace the rubber band yet. I'm going to guess that was the original plastic plug that got bored out of the back of his head so they could put the string in there. Anyways, I'm getting off topic ever so slightly. This overalls outfit, the white shirt, and the colorful tie would have been the same outfit that Laurel would have been wearing. The only difference is, see how his has Hardy on it? Laurel's would have had Laurel written across there. I bought both of these two separately, and for Hardy here, I got a terrific price for him considering everything that, that he's got his outfit, he's got his shoes, he's in such good shape, relatively speaking. Laurel, on the other hand, I also got him for a really good price, but he was a bit more beat up. It's probably not going to show very well on camera, but this arm was kind of falling off at the shoulder. I had to sew that back up. His rubber band is starting to fail a little bit. And he's a bit dirty, at least he was when I first got him. But I cleaned him up as best I could. I didn't do any paint touch-ups or anything. All I did was I bought him a new pair of shoes and I bought a pair of hats to go with them. This Dickie actually goes to my Mortimer Snurd puppet, but we'll get to him when we get to him. And that has been Laurel and Hardy. Moving on to the next puppet, or puppets. So speaking of old-time comedians, or comedians who were very big in their day, next we have Groucho Marx. Now you'll notice something off immediately right away, and that's because I put masking tape around his mouth that I covered in black Sharpie marker. And that's because this little fella right here is going to be playing the ventriloquist puppet of yours truly when I eventually get to the Night of the Living Dummy episode / book review of Goosebumps. So he's going to be Oktoberfest, or the Oktoberfest puppet. I did my very best to make him look as close to what Oktoberfest looks like as I could. I even made a top hat for him using the other of those stupid plastic Laurel and Hardy hats. You'll see that when that video eventually gets made and uploaded. With Groucho Marx here, He came with the majority of his original outfit, which he is currently wearing his suit jacket, his suit jacket. He's currently wearing the pants of a Charlie McCarthy, but he does have his original trousers. And he has his original shoes. The only thing that he was missing was his original dickie, original tie that was supposed to go with it, as well as his glasses, and his trademark cigar. He's in actually fairly good condition. Someone had replaced the rubber band, and they left the zip tie in his head. And by left the zip tie, I mean like they didn't cut off the end of it. It was just like a big green thing stabbing out of the side of his head. This particular puppet was created by Goldberger, I believe. No, by E.G., which was another ventriloquist doll manufacturer back in the day. And he was produced back in the 1980s. I believe they also made these in the 1970s, but I'm fairly certain this is a 1980s model Groucho. And before I received him, before I bought him from the seller, someone had gone on in and kind of scraped off the top part of his eyebrows. You can kind of see where the paint's supposed to be. And they ground off, like scratched off the majority of his mustache, because it's supposed to go all the way up to like here and all the way over in that same fashion. But beneath this masking tape, it only comes up to like maybe right here on either side. He's got his original pull string, and as you can see, his mouth does work. And that's my Groucho Marx puppet. He was one of the offensive, racy comedians back in his day. You know, the Groucho Marx, not the puppet. And yeah, I'm running out of steam, so let's move right on to the next one, shall we? It's like, it's Oliver Hardy. Do you not know of Laurel and Hardy? And he was like, no.